Nashville is coached by Kyle Rolke. And now let's meet the starting 11 for your South Georgia Tormenta. Goalkeeper, number 28, Keegan Meyer. Defender, number 44, Ayo Sosu. Defender, number 12, Leland Archer. Defender, number 15, Josh Phelps. Defender, number 21, Jad Arslan. Midfielder, number 19, Reed Norton. Midfielder, number 8, Nil Vinyals. Midfielder, number 9, Charlie Dennis. Midfielder, number 20, Nick Wells. Midfielder, number 4, Max Haschenstadt. And forward, number 10, Jamie Marriott. Tormenta head coach is John Milleracey. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please rise, remove your hats, look at the flag on the video board for the singing of our national anthem. Tonight's anthem will be performed by Miss Jenny Kite. Ladies and gentlemen, South Georgia Tormenta FC and the USL request.
It is a gorgeous Thursday night at Irk Russell Park in Statesboro, Georgia. We are ready for PDL action tonight as Tormenta FC hosts Nashville. And we are thrilled to welcome you inside the booth, everybody. Great to have you with us. Drew Felios alongside the man all the way from Scotland, Andrew Bannerman. Welcome into the booth, my friend.
Thank you for having me here. It's an honor to be here.
Yeah, we're going to have lots of fun tonight. Tormenta still looking for that elusive first victory of the season. You've watched a lot of tape, Andrew, over the past few weeks. What do they have to do to get that win tonight?
Well, as well as getting a little bit of the run of the mill with luck, Drew, they also need to get a little bit more consistency. That's one of their problems so far this season. They've been very inconsistent. They've put a lot of effort in, some good football at times, but we just haven't seen a consistency. And John Mallaracey's men will really need to get some of that if they're to get anything tonight.
All right, now on the other side, Nashville, team that has not lost so far this season. They had that big win over Tormenta. back on May 20th. These two teams have a nice little rivalry going, but what is making this team in gold tick so far this season?
One of the things I was very impressed with, Drew, when watching their last game against South Carolina United Bantams was their defense. They were very, very solid, letting very few things through. It took something special for Bantams to get the first goal 2 nights ago. So as long as they keep the defense strong, the goalkeeper does a good job tonight, and they hit Tormenta on the counter-attack, they should do very well tonight. I find it hard to see Tormenta getting past them tonight.
All right, Tormenta tonight will wear the Navy uniforms here at home at Irk Russell Park, and Nashville will wear the all gold, as we've got the best weather of the season by far here under the lights in Statesboro. Tormenta comes in at 0-2-2. A disappointing loss last Wednesday night to SC United, a 4-2 match, and one which Coach Milleracey was happy with the way his team performed in the second half, but it was those critical errors that hurt Tormenta, and SC United able to take advantage. And the game before that, it was that heartbreaker to Nashville, which Tormenta still feels they should have won, Andrew. Yeah,
absolutely, Drew. The game against SC United, Tormenta scored 2 fantastic goals courtesy of Max Hessenstab and Jamie Miriam. 2 absolutely fantastic goals, but it just wasn't enough. John Milleracey understandably feeling hard done by. And then there was the game against Nashville. As you say, he felt some refereeing decisions went against him. 2 penalty kicks and a red card, which he felt were very unfair. So hopefully, like I mentioned earlier, they need the run of the green in terms of luck and refereeing decisions tonight.
One big change in the lineup for Tormenta FC. Jamie Merriam does get the start tonight. He had a big night and a goal against SC United last Wednesday. So that offensive punch, much needed by the home team. Coach Milleracey shuffling to get him involved early in the starting lineup. And I think tonight, how Tormenta starts these opening 10, 15 minutes are going to be really huge.
Yeah, they've got to keep the pressure on Nashville, Drew, because we saw in the game 2 nights ago, Nashville away to South Carolina United Bantams. Nashville were matched on pretty much every part of the pitch by Bantams. So the whole of the first half, similar story in the second half, took a superb solo work to get past a stubborn Nashville defense and get the goal for Bantams. Nashville responded with a very similar fashion with a wonderful bending run and sweet strike into the corner of the net by Shaq Adams. 2 lovely goals that lit up a pretty boring game, to be honest. So as long as Tormenta keep the pressure on Nashville, they have a chance.
Josh Phelps sends it out. Phelps tonight wearing number 15 instead of his usual number 11 at center back, as Carlos Hurtado throws it in for Nashville. 5-0-1 is Nashville on the season in PDL play.
For a debut season, Drew, that's absolutely superb. I mean, to go into a league for the first time ever, it'll be interesting to see how they cope with so-called second season syndrome going into next season. They've set the bar so incredibly high, and they'll have a lot to live up to.
Nashville roster comprised with a lot of players from Lipscomb, of course, in that Nashville area, Cincinnati. They've got 1 player from Georgia Southern, Blake Wilson, number 14 for Nashville, getting the start tonight. Seen that in a few games this year where players from the Eagles suiting up for other PDL teams.
Must feel pretty weird scoring if they manage to get the goal, Blake Wilson, against Tormenta this evening. But he's got a job to do, and hopefully he can concentrate on it and stick the goals away.
Jad Arslan now operating along the right side. Arslan, a little slow getting involved this season after the fabulous campaign a year ago. Reed Norton sends it over to the left, and now Ayo Sosu handles for Tormenta. This is Hessenstab, who had the big goal last Wednesday.
It's a very good tackle there by the Nashville defender. Referee there feeling that he got the hold of the ball and didn't feel the need to give a free kick in what would have been a very threatening position.
You will rarely see this Nashville team lose their shape. Very well organized on both sides of the field.
It takes a lot to get past them. It takes an awful lot to get past that defense.
Here's Merriam now. Jamie Merriam. Expected to add a spark. Maybe a light handball there. No call, we play on. Nielsen collects for Nashville. Ayo Sosu runs over for Tormenta FC. So Tormenta, remember they did start slow in 2016, but finished the season 6-5-3 and nearly made the playoffs. They're looking for that same sort of magic here in 2017, but you know, it's never easy to duplicate what you did in that rookie campaign. Second year is always going to be a little bit harder because you're not sneaking up on anybody anymore.
Absolutely not, Drew. And just as I was mentioning earlier with Nashville, they might have to deal with second season syndrome. Tormenta they started slow last season, as you say, but this season they've started slow again, and they're going to have to do an awful lot to try and get further up that South Atlantic Conference table.
Outstanding pass, but just off sides. Called on Hazenstab, young man from Germany, 2 goals on the year for Tormenta FC.
Being honest, Drew, it looked as if he had timed his run very, very, very well, but of course, with assistant referees, no one can argue with the view they've got. It looked like a very close call, but to no avail. He's unlucky, the lad, I feel.
Our head referee tonight, Remy Ajasa. Assistant referee, John Graves. Chris McCorkle also on the crew. And Ustin Vardhak assisting. Here's Painter now. That'll be a throw in for Nashville. Nashville coached by Kyle Rolke. Nice service into the box. Archer right there. And now play just inside the 18. Tormenta will send it out.
Be interesting to see. We've seen a couple of heavy collisions here in this game so far, and it's going to be a very big rivalry between these two sides, as Drew mentioned earlier. It'll be interesting to see how the referee deals with that. Will he allow quite a physical game, allow the game to flow quite a lot, or will he give lots of the little fouls to make sure things don't get out of hand? It'll be interesting to see how he handles with that.
Yeah, Coach John Milaresi for Tormenta FC said he expects a physical game, an emotional game as well. These two franchises building a nice rivalry here in the PDL. Jad Arslan along the right side now attacking for Tormenta FC. They've adjusted Arslan's position, and now just outside the 18, Arslan with the service, and the goalie able to come out. Zapio was right there for Nashville to get his hands on it.
Well, that was very good play there by the number 9 and the number 21. It's just lovely, lovely passing in between them, and it was a good shot in. It was very well done there by Lipscomb, the goalkeeper, to bat away. And I think that was Max Hassenstab on the far side. He was trying to get a shot away and just lost his footing on the grass. So a pretty decent chance gone there, I feel, for Tormenta.
But a welcome sight for Tormenta with a good scoring chance here in the opening 10 minutes.
Goal kick, Nashville.
Speaking to John Milaresi earlier, he was saying it would be counterproductive to go into a game trying not to lose rather than going into a game to try to win. There is a difference between the two. They've got to have a much more positive feel to their game, he feels. Especially against a team as difficult to play as Nashville. They're going to need that positive attitude.
This Tormenta team still very much settling in, adjusting to each other, figuring out roles on the team. As Charlie Dennis comes away with it, but our first whistle of the match will go the other way for Nashville.
It did look initially that the player had got a touch on the ball, but it would have appeared that he had clipped the opponent's foot as well. It can be difficult to call those ones sometimes.
Vendors tonight, Linex, 4 and 20 Bakery and the Coca-Cola Truck.
Here's to show. Handled by Painter. And now Galvayo collects number 28, Martin Galvayo. The best player on the field for Nashville tonight. He is one of the most respected in the PDL and somebody that Coach Milaresi is going to make sure is marked all the way through all 90 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be a huge blow if he has to sacrifice him at any point for a substitute. So wrap him in a bubble wrap is probably the best option to make sure he doesn't get hurt.
Big shove out of bounds there.
Imagine that would be very uncomfortable landing on that asphalt there.
You can see the physicality in this game already early. Galvayo now in the corner. And Tormenta will have the throw in.
John Malarese making it perfectly clear that there was no love lost between these two sides, especially after the controversial fashion of the last meeting between the two sides.
So, Andrew, you obviously want to play hard, but you want to play smart as well. You, I know, have some experience officiating the game. What challenges do the officials have here tonight keeping these teams under control?
Well, you want to allow quite a physical game, Drew, because it is a contact sport. It's not like basketball. You are allowed contact in the game, but it has to be safe. You want tackle. The spectator, the football pundit in you wants tackles to go in hard and for bodies to go flying, but it has to be kept safe, and it takes just one little flashpoint for everything to spill over, for players to get cautioned or dismissed from the field of play when they just don't have to, and you don't want that as an official. So it's going to be incredibly difficult for the officials to keep a lid on the physicality and feistiness of this game without it all spilling over.
Nick Wells sent a rocket to the other side of the field. Nobody was in position for Tormenta, so it'll be a throw in for Nashville. Nice crowd on the opposite side tonight, enjoying our VIP tent before the game.
Quite impressive for any Nashville supporters having to make the 912-mile round trip southeast to Statesboro. It's a huge trip. Even when they divide the league, the PDL, into these different conferences, this is the South Atlantic Conference, of course, still a huge distance to cover.
Well, that is why Nashville will also be here on Saturday night. So a doubleheader against Tormenta, 2 games in 3 days. And we'll be here with you once again on Saturday, as we are for every single home match. No score thus far, 11 minutes in here in Statesboro.
Both teams sizing each other up at the moment. A couple of half chances, but not much worth mentioning.
Now here in the middle of the field, Dennis with some time and space to operate with. Charlie Dennis gets challenged by Nielsen, sends it back out. Ayo Sosu, solid pass over to Wells. Tormenta with another good chance, and it's an early goal. Jamie Merriam in the perfect spot, and the start for Merriam pays off here early as Tormenta lead 1-0.
A well-worked goal there by Tormenta. Merriam there getting his second goal in as many games. He, of course, scored the first of Tormenta's goals against SC United last weekend. And now getting another good goal there. A decent cross in, evaded everyone apart from Merriam. Fired past the goalkeeper there, Chris Zappia. Ricocheted off the side of the goal post and into the side netting.
So Merriam, second goal of the season, and it's a huge one for Tormenta FC.
Of course, getting that goal against SC United would have given the boy huge confidence going into this one, a huge confidence boost at least. And he's got a second one. His persistence has paid off.
So Tormenta attacking that right side. Andrew, they've had success here early, doing it with guys like Jad Arslan. And it paid off, and so good. Tormenta, this is the first time at home this season that they have led.
Yeah, that's unbelievable statistic. Not one they're going to be happy about, but the important thing is that's definitely a free kick. The important thing is that they have taken the lead here tonight when it really matters the most. Kind of a sloppy goal to concede by Nashville's standards, if I'm deadly honest. It looked almost like it had just been bundled in. The cross came in, which was a very good pass. And then Jamie Merriam just slotting it past the goalkeeper and ricocheting in off one goalpost and into the opposite side netting. So it looked a little bit scruffy, but at this stage, when you're winless, 2 drawn, 2 lost, 5 games in, it doesn't matter how they go in. A goal's a goal.
Tormenta FC has Nashville a little bit on their heels here in the opening minutes. The back line for Tormenta has been solid thus far. So that combo of Leland Archer and Josh Phelps coming through. This Nashville team, high-powered. Remember, last time these two teams met, back on May 20th, there were 7 goals scored. So very likely could see some big-time fireworks here tonight.
It is easy to think that whenever there's an early goal, Drew, you're going to get many, and especially in a meeting between these two teams, that does seem likely.
Now Jad Arslan, the West Virginia product, gets it to the center of the field. Dennis sends it to the other side. Ayusosu. You can see the chemistry working very well for Tormenta FC at the moment. Anytime you're able to switch the ball, Andrew, as fast as they are, to either sides of the field, make that defense move, create some space. That's really fun to watch.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great fun to watch. And you're going to have to try and make a defense, especially one as stubborn as Nashville's,
another
to move
tremendous
as much as they
pass.
can.
And that was nearly another goal. Zappia got his hands on it, but Tormenta able to get a solid shot on goal.
Shot by Nick Wells.
Nick Wells were there with the shot. It was a fantastic shot. Lots of power, good accuracy, good distance out from just outside the penalty arc, but it wasn't going to trouble Chris Zappia. Stung his palms a little bit, but he managed to keep it out. 0-0 it remains.
Zappia, young man out of Lipscomb University. As Tormenta will have a throw-in once again. So Drew Felios, Andrew Bannerman, and the entire television crew tonight from the Georgia Southern Multimedia Development Center. 15 minutes in, Tormenta lead 1-0 over Nashville, one of the top teams in the PDL. Early goal scored by Jamie Merriam. And Tormenta the aggressor here.
The man of West Virginia College getting the goal there. From Gallersburg in Maryland, one of a handful of Tormenta newcomers who played elsewhere in the league last summer. Merriam brings a lethal PDL-level scoring threat to this year's roster. Easily led Baltimore Bohemians in scoring in 2016, finding the net 9 times on 23 shots in 13 games. And now he has 2 in 2 games here for Tormenta.
So Coach Milleracey's saying, you know, we just need that guy to take over, to be a finisher for us. It was Charlie Dennis early in the season. Lately, they've kind of struggled to find that guy. I think Merriam is stepping up, saying, hey, I can be that guy for Tormenta FC.
Absolutely. We were speaking to John Maloracey earlier on, Drew, and he was saying that he has no luxury players in his squad. When the rest of the team aren't playing so well, you can have a talisman striker or a barrier goalkeeper who will keep the goals out and win a game for you.
Here's Merriam again. Merriam operating inside the 18, and that ball deflected out, hit the post. Zappia deflected it off. Rebound was out. Dennis had a shot at it, and it's deflected out of bounds.
Nashville defense there again, Drew, being very, very stubborn, not letting anything past them at the moment since Jamie Merriam's goal. They don't want to get kicked by the same mule twice. So they're being decidedly more stubborn, more like how we saw them against Bantams 2 nights ago.
Tormenta, though, continuing to attack. This is a much different team that we saw last Wednesday for sure. Andrew, as they were often looking at each other, they were kind of looking for answers at many points in that first half 1 week ago. This team has been decisive and aggressive. Once again, a shot. Ooh. Nearly slid in that right post. Hazenstab had it, and it was nearly 2-0.
Well, Hazenstab saw the headlines and thought that he could get a second for the second time in as many games. Just wide of the post. It was just off target. I think he's unlucky there, the lad. Man from Idstein in Germany of Winthrop College. Be a good, interesting comeback story for Hazenstab. He played for Mainz in the German Bundesliga from under 15s to under 19s. Scored 34 goals and got 12 assists in 3 years when he moved to Winthrop University, only to miss his senior season due to a knee injury. So to see him come back from that to start scoring goals again is great to see.
Galvao in the mix for Nashville. Phelps there to head it out for Tormenta. Charlie Dennis also in the mix, getting really physical right at the 18. Ayusosu comes over to help defensively for Tormenta FC, but this is where Nashville is so dangerous. This ball's going to sail over the goal, and running it down is going to be Hurtado.
Another chance goes begging there for Nashville. Just an audacious cross from the far touchline, just no one on the end of it, and runs straight out for a Tormenta throw-in.
So Nick Wells to throw it in for Tormenta FC. Jamie Merriam Gets his head on it. Merriam with the lone goal in the 12th minute. Charlie Dennis started the season red hot for Tormenta, right now standing at midfield. A little quiet as of late, but here he is again, and he was the guy who kind of started the sequence that got Tormenta their first goal.
Yeah, absolutely, Drew. It was a good pass in towards the center of the pitch, and it was a neat little 1-2 that came right back to him, and it was him that sent in the cross that found Jamie Merriam to put the ball past the goalkeeper and put the game 1-0 up.
Send it back now to Keegan Meyer. Meyer getting another start tonight in goal for Tormenta FC, and you know, he's a guy that was the undisputed #1 guy at the start of the year, as Merriam called for the offsides. But the last 2 matches, 8 goals conceded by Tormenta. So all of a sudden, Matt Rosenberg starting to look really good in practice, Andrew. If you are Keegan Meyer and you're getting that challenge from the guy behind you, how do you respond? How do you answer here tonight?
Well, when you've got the gaffer saying you're definitely not undisputed, you are playing well, but you're not the undisputed #1, it's a time to be worried, I think, especially with, as you say, Matt Rosenberg. He has been playing very, very well. So if I was Keegan Meyer, I'd be thinking, right, I need to step up my game. I need, quite simply, I know it's easier said than done, don't let any more goals through. Just try and just be that little bit better, communicate that little bit better with your defense, and make sure you keep the goals out. No denying his talent, though, Keegan Myers. He's a very, very good goalkeeper.
This ball sent out. Nick Wells will throw it in for Tormenta FC. It's Leyland Archer. Archer and Phelps. That back line for Tormenta challenged by Coach Milleracey coming into tonight. This is Logan Painter, midfielder out of Lipscomb. Galvao. He goes down looking for a whistle, not going to get it.
He went down far too easily. There was a hand. You could probably say technically it was a push. He's gone down far too easily looking for that. I think the referee was right not to give a free kick there. There does seem to be an awful lot less of that gamesmanship over on this side of the pond, Drew, to be honest. Oh, very, very, very close there. Really close shot there by Mark Hasenstab. Ball was crossed into the side of the penalty area and managed to get the shot away. But again, not for the first time this evening. He just puts it just wide of the goalpost. It was a very good cross to him from the wing. While Nashville were complaining ever so slightly about the free kick that wasn't given, they were scrambling to get back into their defense. And Hasenstab snuck in behind the defensive line, beating the offside trap, but he couldn't capitalize on the finish.
Battle in the center circle, a whistle, and Nashville will have possession. Head coach John Milleracey last year talked about the great start that his Southern West Virginia Kings Warriors got off to. They were red hot through the first 4 weeks, but then Andrew, second part of the season, went downhill. His message today was, hey, you can turn it around in the middle of the season, or your season can go downhill. You gotta concentrate every single night out, and I think Tormenta right now really getting that message.
Well, absolutely, Drew. Concentrating during a football game is easier said than done, and constantly winning football games, it's impossible. It's not an easy thing to do, and with Tormenta still not being able to win a game yet this season, it will worry them. But I mean, it's not panic stations just yet. They have plenty of time to turn things around, and they could easily start tonight, because I was expecting Nashville to be over Tormenta tonight, I'm not going to lie, but Tormenta have been putting Nashville under so much more pressure than I expected.
Kyle McLagan collecting for Nashville. Iososu will place the ball down, and Nashville will have possession once again.
John Milleracey was saying that his main objective was to start the game strong, and I think it's fair to say they've done that, especially with that first goal, running Nashville close to the mill.
I think it's certainly been the best start of the season for Tormenta FC. First half has not really been favorable for them, especially here at home at Irk Russell Park. One of the best environments in the PDL.
the pitch is superb as well. I was just saying to you earlier, Drew, the pitch looks absolutely sublime.
Logan Painter.
He's asking for the foul there, number 22, but it seems shoulder to shoulder, seemed perfectly legal, and now having a little bite back there.
Mistake by Tormenta FC. Now Nashville trying to capitalize. Galval collects things, and now Deschaux will reset for the visitors. Hurtado. Now starting to play a little keep away with Tormenta. Wilson. Tormenta defense starts to tighten up. Wilson sends it to the other side. Nashville, very cerebral. Contact in the box, no whistle. And I think Tormenta may be lucky to get away with one there as Merriam goes down. And there is a whistle as contact is called.
Well, yeah, Drew, that was definitely a free kick, and now the referee is going to call the player in question in to give him a warning, because it looked very, very reckless. I don't think the card's going to come out, which I think is the right decision. Just have a word with him, just keep a lid on things. But just outside the Tormenta penalty area, about 20 yards out on the edge of the arc, there did seem to be contact there, and with the speed the player was going as well, he was well within his rights to go down. It did look as if Nashville should have been given a free kick there, but no luck. We were mentioning earlier that Tormenta need to get the rub of the green in terms of luck and refereeing decisions, and it looks like they're getting that already.
Now Tormenta had it right in the middle of the field. Approaching the 18, going down, though, a little prematurely. And we've got another whistle. That time, Vinyals was attacking. He was marked very tightly. And a player down now for Nashville.
Looked like a free kick from here. Looked like the heel had just been clipped, and I think that's the right decision. The player and the Nashville player is down hurt, and what I noticed from what comparatively little I've seen of the American game over here, Drew, is there seems to be a lot less gamesmanship. If a player goes down hurt, they're hurt. They try not to make a lot of any contact that's made against them. They try to just get up and keep playing the game, and that's something I've really admired since I've been over here for the last couple of weeks. Hopefully it's not too serious.
It looks like it is Deschaux right now on the ground for Nashville. He is being looked at, and this will give Tormenta a moment just to kind of catch their breath here. This game has been played at a furious pace here thus far.
Tormenta running Nashville very close to the bone there, which is something I don't think I or many other people here at Eric Russell Park tonight expected.
Nick Deschaux on the ground, the defender out of Loyola. He's helped up and now starting to walk under his own power, but a little bit gingerly here in the 27th minute.
He does look to be struggling there. Nick Deschaux. So hopefully he's able to shake it off and just carry on. I don't think he's going to go off injured. It's not something I imagine Mike Rourke will be wanting to do, especially at this early stage. We're only just over 25 minutes into the game. It's not something he's going to want to do. So hopefully he can shake it off and just carry on. Very threatening position for this free kick for Tormenta. Charlie Dennis, one of the players standing over it, along with number 19, Reed Norton.
Norton has got that golden left foot. Charlie Dennis, a couple goals this year for Tormenta FC. Let's see who does the honors. Wall going to be formed right at the top of the 18 by Nashville. I think it's probably going to be Norton. Let's see, though. It's Dennis, just high. That ball had some good trajectory on it. Looked like it could have found a spot just below that crossbar.
Well, he's got that in his locker, Charlie Dennis. He knows that he can do that kind of thing. And it was a very, very good shot. It was off target, but that doesn't mean it was a bad shot. It was just over the crossbar. Chris Zappia wasn't getting anywhere near it, so he's probably relieved to see that go out for a goal kick. Not a bad attempt by Charlie Dennis. I think if he keeps chipping away like that, he's going to get one eventually.
You just sense Charlie Dennis eager to get in the scoring column once again. Started the season just on fire for Tormenta FC. Now Johnny Heckman, midfielder out of Clemson. Tormenta able to get it back. Merriam has been in the mix early and often tonight. He sends it back to his teammate Ayososu. Merriam has it again. And Merriam, some nice team soccer being played by Tormenta FC. Sets up another run, and they've got some numbers. Tried the cross, and it'll be a corner kick for the home team.
The run there was timed absolutely superbly there out on the wing. The defense having to track back very, very quickly to try and keep it out. And it was a very good block as well by the defender to send it out for a corner kick, but fantastic run.
So it'll be Vinyals, the in-swinger this time. Andrew, where do you want this service to be for Tormenta FC to be successful?
I'd go for around the center of the box because that's where they scored the goal. Jamie Merriam scored his first goal, but the goalkeeper seems to have read my mind and gone straight for there. I managed to punch the ball away with ease, and I was impressed with how he performed against SC United. Not afraid to just clear his penalty area out to punch a ball away.
Reed Dennis tried the blast. The ball was deflected by Sanchez. And here comes Zapia once again. Boy, you called that corner kick right in the center of the box.
It's a good thing that Nashville didn't leave anyone unmarked there, because that would have been pretty embarrassing, especially for a team that have conceded, along with another two teams, the joint fewest goals in the league so far, with just 6, as well as scoring the most with 19. The best goal difference in the league of 13. I wrote that down previously. I'm not that good at maths.
I was about to say. Now Reed Norton. Jad Arslan, right side. Boy, Arslan right now looks like he is well adjusted to life with Tormenta. Arslan, number 21, late to join the team this year, was overplaying in Spain with West Virginia.
Big thank you to Dr. Don Aaron and Optimal Orthopedics for their services.
So joined Tormenta whenever they were in their second contest of the year. Did not see much action in that one. Did play a little bit in the third contest, but Jad Arslan is playing well. Tormenta, much better team. Reed Norton is another guy they want to get going. His shot just to the right.
From this angle, it did look a lot closer than it actually was. It was ambitious, but one would have probably expected him to try and play the ball a little bit closer. Think about Jad Arslan there, currently at West Virginia College. It'd be good for him to be playing back in his home state. He is, of course, formerly of Roswell in Georgia. Constantly pressuring opponents with 19 shots last season. Also providing an intimidating physical presence for Tormenta. He got himself 4 yellow cards last season.
Hazen stab on the contact. It'll be Nashville once again. Yeah, last season, we speak about it so glowingly because it's just so awesome to watch so many things come together for Tormenta FC. 7 players, Andrew, are back on this team from that team. But it's so tough to repeat what you did a season ago as Galvao controls now. He goes down quickly, and Nashville will keep possession.
Yeah, a high turnover of players, Drew, is not a good thing. You want to keep a squad as consistent as you possibly can, because then, especially with the head coach, you know who your players are, you know what to expect from them, you know what they're going to give you out on the football park. And the problem John Malarese has with this season is with only 7 players from last season's roster. He's got new players who he's not used to, new players who he's going to have to expect different things he might not be used to on the football pitch. A high turnover of players is not good, and Tormenta need to do a little bit better to cope with that, as they are doing this evening.
So free kick coming up for Martim Galvao. Midfielder out of Portugal. And the best all-around player for Nashville here tonight. Drew Felios and Andrew Bannerman here in the 34th minute. Nashville with a good opportunity, maybe their best of the matchup to this point. Ball still loose. And let's see, is an offsides called, or did it just roll out of bounds and a goal kick for Tormenta.
We'll wait to see what the referee does just as the goalkeeper's about to take it. If he sticks his arm in the air, it's going to be an indirect free kick, which means it was, of course, offside. If he keeps his arms down, it's simply rolled out of play. That free kick went exactly where I thought it was going to go. It was going to go to the faraway side of the penalty area. And Nashville almost making something of it, but the penalty area was just too crowded. No, it's an offside. The referee's put his arm in the air. It's an indirect free kick, and it's going to be offside.
Andrew, I will say, I could tell that you have some experience with the whistle. It's so nice to have you in the box here tonight, and I will be sure not to pick on any officials throughout the 90 minutes.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Here's Painter. Able to square it up. Painter. Nice touch again. Nashville has controlled possession time since that lone Tormenta goal, as Dennis called this time.
It's the way you go into a tackle sometimes that'll give the referee the option to give the free kick. It did seem that Tormenta's number 9, Charlie Dennis, had got the ball, but his foot was raised. He had gone in a little bit reckless and probably caught the Nashville player. So the referee feeling he has no choice but to give the free kick there. Nice to see him not making a meal of it, the Nashville player.
Galval to set it up. Also, Hurtado is there with him. Galval with the strike. This is a dangerous ball. Several players airborne, and coming out of there with it is Keegan Meyer.
Yeah, I think Matt Rosenberg could take a leaf out of Chris Zappia's opposite numbers book. He seemed a little bit hesitant there when going for the ball. It hit off his palms, bounced off the ground before catching again, which is good enough. He had done his job. But Zappia, he's more willing to just go out and clean opponents and teammates alike to just get the ball out of his penalty area.
Charlie Dennis continues to be active for Tormenta. Jad Arslan, tremendous save, able to keep it in play. Now
Very well
Reed
done.
Norton with the angle. Dennis posting up at that number 9 spot. And Vigneaults able to control as well. Iososu now dealing for Tormenta. Dennis goes down. Iososu in the box, just in front of the 6, and a whistle is blown.
Offside, Tormenta.
So an offside called for Tormenta. Still a very good-looking run.
Very good-looking run there, Drew. I think Tormenta still feeling hard done by. I think that was Charlie Dennis who went down. They felt that he had been fouled. It didn't look as if the referee was Remy Ajasa was going to give the free kick. He didn't make any indication of bringing the whistle to his mouth to think about it. He didn't raise his hands to give the advantage. So he allowed play to just continue the way it was. No foul, I think, was his verdict. So he was able to give the offside there by Chris McCorkill, his assistant. Looked like a good call. It could be hard to tell, though, because players these days, strikers, they're so incredibly fast. They can beat the offside trap so quickly. So it's when the ball is kicked is when the player is judged to be offside, and they can do it so quickly. I've seen the whole defensive lines freeze and put their arms up expecting an offside flag when he's been onside. So it was hard to see, really. Only Chris McCorkill really knows if that was the correct call.
Ball sent out on the far side. And it'll be a throw-in for Nashville. Tormenta's goal coming in the 12th minute by Jamie Merriam, the West Virginia product. A couple West Virginia guys on this Tormenta roster. You've got Jamie Merriam, and you've also got Jad Arslan, 2 very, very good players.
Merriam had a stellar summer last year, following an equally impressive career at West Virginia University. He racked up 20 goals and 14 assists and 67 apps. Numbers to be taken seriously.
You know, you mentioned the continuity needed for teams and franchises to be successful. Keep in mind, Tormenta FC, whenever you have success, you do great things on the field, players are going to get called up as well. They're going to get signed. And that, of course, one of the goals of this franchise. Tough ball there, and it is just headed out as Keegan Meyer was in a good spot, but that was a beautiful service, and Nashville had several players in the box.
It was a great free kick, Drew. Great delivery, and it was a good header as well. He could have just controlled it a little bit better. It just went wide. Lots of Nashville really trying to put the pressure on Tormenta, returning the favour there a wee bit. It came to no avail, though. And certainly, as you were saying about the continuity, players getting called up, it can be a curse in disguise, to be honest, because as a player, you think, yes, I'm getting called up, this is fantastic. And as your coach, you're thinking, that's my boy, he's being called up. We're getting recognized for the work we're doing. But hang on a second, we're going to lose him. So that can be a little bit of a minor drawback. But as a player, I'm going to take the call up all day long.
Here's Merriam now, once again, making things happen for Tormenta. Charlie Dennis trying to run this one down. Dennis so active. Ayososu as well. You can just sense the confidence is beaming right now for Tormenta FC as the ball goes out of bounds and they'll keep possession.
A bit of confidence is exactly what they need right now, Drew. When your team is underperforming, making silly individual mistakes, as the head coach John Malaresi was the point that he was making earlier, you've got to have a bit of confidence. You can't let the confidence slip. You can't think, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. You've just got to go into a game, just as we were mentioning earlier. It's counterproductive to go into a game trying not to lose instead of going into a game trying to win. There is a difference. So to see Tormenta going into this game with such confidence against such a tough side is fantastic to see. Part of me's glad they're leading. Be interesting to see what they can do with this.
Set piece here for Tormenta FC. Keep an eye on 15, Josh Phelps, one of the tallest players on the field. He gets in position. Archer next to the goal, and another one scored by Tormenta FC.
Brilliant, absolutely fantastic there by Tormenta. Sitting here talking about confidence, and then they go and do that. The free kick comes into the far side of the penalty area. A header comes off. We don't know who. There's so many bodies in the middle of the area. Number 12 there, Leland Archer with a header in to find number 20, Nick Wells, in the center of the box to head past the goalkeeper, Chris Zappia. Superb set play by Tormenta. Looks like something that came off the training pitch. Absolutely superb.
Nick Wells cashes in for Tormenta FC, and it's a 2-0 edge for the home team here in the 41st minute.
I don't think Nashville knows what hit them. Probably not used to the feeling of going behind. But we've seen how well they've coped with going behind before. They did, of course, concede the first goal against SC United Bantams 2 nights ago, and then came back to draw 1-1. Interesting to see how they cope with this.
Tormenta has played with a vengeance here thus far as the first half winds down in Statesboro. Good service, and this one was online. Could not get the angle. Keegan Meyer, though, he was tested that time, but remember, last time these two teams played, the weather conditions were not good. They were on turf. It was raining the entire game. Field conditions not favorable for Tormenta, and Tormenta feels like they still should have won the contest. So tonight, perfect night. You're at home, and you can sense the attitude, no excuses. So far, Tormenta getting it done.
Everything we've seen so far, Drew, has just been night and day from that previous encounter up in Tennessee. Weather absolutely superb, pitch is absolutely lovely. Tormenta playing with such great confidence. Nashville don't know what hit them. Very good chance earlier on there in the middle of the penalty area. I don't think the Tormenta defense were quite ready for that. That's got to be a free kick, surely. No, the referee's not giving it. It's just been absolutely superb for Tormenta. The important thing they have to do now is to keep it up. They can't let their confidence, they can't let their concentration rather go, because it doesn't matter. 2-0 is a very comfortable advantage. It can go like that. So they've got to be careful.
Largest lead for Tormenta FC at home all season long right here, 2-0. And now Nashville attacks. Nice 1-2. Cut off by the Tormenta defense. Charlie Dennis collects. This unit for Tormenta, I think, will be the new starting line for Coach Malaresi. I think the adjustment to get Merriam into the lineup has just worked brilliantly.
He's chosen his squad very, very well, Malaresi. He knew exactly what he wanted from his Nashville side tonight. He's getting it from the roster he's picked. They've been superb tonight, Tormenta. They have, so far, it's early doors, we're only 43 minutes in, but they have been very, very good.
Vinyals crosses it to Ayososu. Here's Merriam once again. Merriam looked to that far post. Jan Arslan was roaming. Now Arslan comes back to collect. It has been stop and go. Possession soccer for Tormenta here tonight. Nick Wells, once again, there's the shot And it was Charlie Dennis who you can tell wants that one back. You got to love the aggressiveness, though, keeping this Nashville defense on the move.
Well, as much as I love the aggressiveness, Drew, not much can be said about the accuracy. Lots of power, but the accuracy just wasn't there. Wasn't anywhere near the goal. Charlie Dennis, we know he's got that in his locker, as we said. He's come very, very close with a couple of similar ambitious shots. He's got to get them on target, though. Easier said than done, mind you.
Merriam trying to catch up to it. Tapia comes up to get his hands on it for Nashville. Well, it is that killer instinct to just finish, to score, to make the most of those opportunities. That's what Tormenta has been looking for. Who is that guy going to be, Andrew? And right now, they're still finding out who that guy is.
Well, certainly we've seen Charlie Dennis try some really audacious shots from quite far out. The one we just seen there, which wasn't all that impressive, but a couple earlier on in the game, which really were. We were actually quite unlucky to go wide. Who else have we had? We've had Max Hassenstab, who's had a few goes. He just hasn't got it this evening. But just as Jamie Merriam has done, he scored 2 and 2. It could be him. But what makes a side good is when you have lots of different goal scorers within the side. It might seem good to have one striker who scores 30 a season, but it is kind of better to have more players, more different players who can score goals. So for Tormenta, I feel Jamie Merriam could be up there, Max Hassenstab, Charlie Dennis. If he starts getting these shots on target, it could be one of those three.
Reed Norton now sends it back for Keegan Meyer. Keep in mind, immediately following tonight's telecast, we'll have our Powerade Player of the Match post-game show. You can watch it on Facebook Live. We'll award the Powerade Player of the game here tonight. We'll also talk to Coach Milleracey and several other Tormenta players. New tradition started this year, and the post-game had tremendous viewership so far. Good audience here at the stadium and at home on Facebook.
Very good turnout for a game of this level. A game at similar level in Scotland wouldn't get an attendance anywhere near like this, Drew. I'm telling you now, a quarter of this at best.
Now from the right side, Galvao. And Tormenta's done such a good job on 28. He has not run uncontested one time here tonight.
The assistant referee on the far side is giving a free kick there, and the referee's not quite, there we go. He's got it now. The assistant referee had put his flag up to give a free kick for the Nashville number 28. That's Martin Galvao. He did so well to stay on his feet, going to ground after a couple of tackles and getting right back up on his feet again to try and get by. He was held there. There was an arm around his shoulder. The assistant referee was trying to give the free kick, and the referee hadn't quite caught on to that. Eventually he did. It looked a little bit messy there by the referee, but he got the decision right in the end, and that's what really matters. Dangerous.
Here's Galvao. Nashville trying to get one before intermission. Sent back right to him. And now the Tormenta defense able to react. Charlie Dennis comes over to help.
Very good header away by the number 10, Jamie Merriam. So he can do his job at both ends of the pitch. That's what I really like to see in a footballer. Soccer player, sorry. Forgot where I was.
Couple minutes in extra time here. Reminder to stay tuned also at halftime. We'll have a special feature on Tormenta star Jamie Merriam, who has an early goal for Tormenta FC in the 12th minute. First goal of the match. Special feature on him at halftime. We'll get to meet him up close.
Proving to be the star so far.
And that's going to do it for the first half. Tormenta FC will head to intermission in a pretty good spot. A 2-goal edge over Nashville. When we return, a special segment on Tormenta star Jamie Merriam. Plus, we'll break down first half action and a whole lot more coming up at halftime. Tormenta FC, a 2-0 lead on Nashville.
We get you back to you.
I'm not playing with you. I can fit a little bit. I can play a little bit. I'm good for you. I can see a little bit. I can see a little bit of you. I gotta hold on you. You gotta hold
Alex,
on me.
my name.
I gotta
Alex?
hold on
Mine too.
I got a new swimsuit with glitter and fringes, and I got a case of the too many Benjamins.
Back here at Irk Russell Park, a special moment for Tormenta FC here at halftime as the owner, Darren Van Tassel, tremendous owner here in the PDL. Darren honoring the U18 state champions for Tormenta FC as they got it done, and they are headed to regionals up in North Carolina. A shining moment for this franchise when it comes to development for Tormenta FC. Great moment there as we'll continue to track these young men throughout the coming months. Drew Felios, Andrew Bannerman, thrilled to have you with us. And Jamie Merriam, a big moment for him. He gets the start earlier tonight, comes out on the field, gets a big goal in the first half. What kind of impact has he had up to this point?
He's had a huge impact, Drew. I mean, we know his quality. He got 23 shots in 13 games last season, and he's showing his quality again this evening. Kind of a scruffy goal for Nashville standards to concede, but he was able to get his head, get his foot to the cross from the header on the side of the box and managed to ricochet it off the goalpost and into the side netting. Again, it didn't look very clean, but a goal's a goal, and it's a huge impact Merriam has made.
Merriam having his moment here tonight. Now let's meet up close and personal Jamie Merriam.
I'm Jamie Merriam. I'm from Gaithersburg, Maryland, just outside DC. I went to West Virginia University. I'm kind of a nerd. In high school, I did a research study with one of my biology classes, and I was published in the National Gene Bank Registry for research I did on the gene of a duckweed called Wolfia australiana. I graduated in 2016, December. I got here by getting in contact with Jad and Io, and they kind of informed me of how good the club was and all the amenities we have down here, and it was an opportunity I could not give up. Going to West Virginia, we had a lot of internationals and a lot of guys from all over the country, so I think that prepared me pretty well for this. It's not really a culture shock with people from Australia and England and Trinidad, because at West Virginia we had guys from New Zealand, England, Jamaica, so those are all playing styles that I'm pretty used to. West Virginia, obviously, it's known for the mountains. It's a little bit colder up there, so the heat and these bugs that keep flying around are definitely something I got to work on. Well, I play the number 9, so that's like a striker role. The purpose of my position is to stretch the field and score as many goals as possible. Me personally, I'm like a blue collar kind of player, so I like to press. I like to run at defenders as much as possible. So in terms of defending, you know, I'm always starting that first line of defense, led by, you know, the communication from Josh Phelps in the back. I'd say right now my favorite pro soccer player is Antoine Griezmann, just because I'm similar in height. Even though I'm not left-footed, I think he's got grit, and I try to emulate how he plays as much as possible. Playing for Tormenta has been a lot of fun, especially with the clubhouse. You know, if we ever get bored, we've always got something to do, whether it's go-kart, putt-putt, or bowling. We got bowling league tonight, so it should be fun. John's great. All the sessions that we have are really intense and high quality, so, you know, I think they do prepare us for the games. We've just been unlucky with the results.
We get you back to you.
I'm not playing with you. I can bend a little bit. I can play a little bit for you. I can see a little bit. I can see a little bit of you. I gotta hold on you. You gotta hold
Alex,
on me.
my name.
I gotta
Alex?
hold on
Mine
you.
too.
I got a new swimsuit with glittering fringes, and I got a case of the too many Benjamins.
Fans, Darren Van Tassel, we're back at the halftime break here where Tormenta leads 2-0 against our new arch rival, Nashville. #1 ranked team in the league, and we got them here at home. We like it where we started. So happy to welcome Lori Hennessy here, who's become a dear friend for us. Lori works with she's the regional tourism project manager for the region that Statesboro and Bullitt County are in. Lori, we're so pleased to have you here at our Tormenta FC game.
Thank you so much. We're so glad to be here and so excited about this win we have going on.
Well, we got to play 45 more minutes, but we like where we've begun. Lori, you do so many things for us at the state level to promote tourism. We know that tourism is economic development, and one of the things that I think everybody in our staff has been, and Heidi Jeffers has really been a key piece of this, is driving home that sports tourism is a key part of that. And with Tormenta here and Georgia Southern University, we're able to really realize those things here in Bullitt County.
Oh, absolutely. We're seeing that sports tourism is growing across the state. It's a huge economic driver for our communities, and we are thrilled to work with you all as partners and helping to grow that for Bullitt County and Statesboro.
Well, it's a big deal for us, whether it's the university or Tormenta in the summer or our high schools that draw that kind of talent. And tonight I'm so pleased to announce to our listening audience and also to our audience here in the stadium that this week Atlanta United and Tormenta FC, Atlanta United, our Major League Soccer team here in the state, we've signed our soccer development partner program. And Atlanta United has signed that with just a few of our youth development academies in the state. And here at Tormenta FC, we're so pleased that we're going to be part of the group that really helps to create a collaboration and a relationship between Atlanta United and our club in terms of developing those elite soccer players at the youth level and to identify them at a very young age. And so it is, as we just saw with our youth club that won the state cup that's here, and we begin to move our players up to Atlanta United and to put them on that path to pro. We are so excited to have that relationship with Atlanta United here in Statesboro.
Absolutely. Pros start here. So we're so excited about the new partnership. We love partnerships and are thrilled about the economic impact that that's going to have on our region.
And to have Atlanta United sort of recognize Tormenta FC, our youth academy's been around for a number of years now, and the PDL piece, you know, last year one of our top players was at that time 16-year-old James Brighton, and James is now in the Atlanta United's development program. We've got some young players who Atlanta United's also consider of picking up, and so having that ability to be with them is huge. And actually later this season, Tormenta FC, our team that our fans are watching tonight, we will actually travel up to Atlanta United and play them in an exhibition game as we sort of get prepared for the postseason. And those are so many exciting developments. You know, I think I've learned from you, Lori, we know that when people work together, things do work, don't they?
That's exactly right. Yeah, definitely partnerships. So we're happy to be one of those partners that'll continue to work with you.
Well, having that great team behind us here is really important for us to have. And Brittany, can I call you up for just a second? And before we wind up our show here, Brittany, you know, the visiting centers that are around the state that are coming alive in terms of what you've been doing. I know you got to return home in some ways, being a graduate of Georgia Southern. We couldn't be more excited for the work that you're doing for our state.
Absolutely. We welcome 13 million visitors to our visitor information centers every single year, and we help tell the story of the communities around the state. So we love having this tourism product development aspect to share with our visitors coming through.
Well, as we announced just a couple weeks ago, we're hoping and looking at moving up a professional level here and building our own soccer-specific stadium in terms of what that can do for building and growing our product. And we're just going to give all of you guys more things to promote along the way and more things to put in our welcome centers and more products to promote along the way. So thanks so much for being here, everybody. We're here at halftime where the score is 2-0. We're looking to build that and grow, and we will be right back after these messages.
Through downtown and thrift stores that bloom out to your door. With new sights and old friends and new day, no dead end. 'Cause I'm off the highway for good. Oh, I'm moving on and I'm letting go. And I just thought that you should know that I'm on my own. But I'm not alone 'cause I've got the road. With fast cars and more thrills for good beer that love fills. With bright lights and warm nights and whatever feels right. 'Cause I'm off the highway for good. Oh, I'm moving on and I'm letting go. And I just thought that you should know that I'm on my own. But I'm not alone 'cause I've got the road.
Start of the second frame here in Statesboro, Georgia. Drew Felios, Andrew Bannerman, and the entire television crew from the Georgia Southern Multimedia Development Center at Irk Russell Park, home of Tormenta FC, representing South Georgia. 2-0 the edge for the home team as we begin the second half. Nashville comes out the aggressor in half number 2, as you're going to see a team that is sure going to have a much different tempo than they did in the first frame, as Tormenta was really able to take it to him, Andrew, in that first 45.
It took me completely by surprise, Drew, how much pressure Tormenta were putting under Nashville. I was expecting Nashville to be go, 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 especially how they performed so far this season. Remember, they've won 5 and drawn 1 from 6 games. Tormenta have drawn 2 and lost 2 from 4. So I was expecting Nashville to be really, really strong. But Tormenta have been very much the underdogs, and we love a good underdog story, don't we? 2-0 lead, was not expecting that at all, putting the Nashville defense, who are usually very stubborn, under a lot of pressure. And the first goal by Jamie Merriam, very sloppy to concede by Nashville standards.
Very busy intermission. Owner Darren Van Tassel on the field announcing a partnership with Atlanta United. Atlanta United right now playing with a former Tormenta star, James Brighton.
Fans, don't forget to stop by and see our great vendors, Linex.
Brighton went through the system a year ago.
Speaking to John Malracy just before the game, Drew, it was interesting to say because obviously Tormenta have had 8 days since their last game and Nashville have had 2. So he said that was an advantage and a disadvantage. They would have fresher legs than the Nashville side.
With that left foot, the blast just a little bit high by Jamie Merriam, but right now the ball is simply exploding off of his foot.
That was a fantastic effort there by Jamie Merriam. A surging run through straight towards the Nashville defense, and he was saying that in our little VT at halftime. He loves to run at defenders. He loves to take the battle to them. That's exactly what he did. The shot wasn't on target, blazed over the crossbar, no problem there for Zappia, but audacious effort. Can't blame him for going for it. Just saying that Tormenta will have fresher legs, but as one of my favorite quotes by the Aberdeen FC ladies manager, Stefan Laird, the punch bag doesn't punch you back. They need games to be match ready. So there'll be more, Nashville will be leggy, but it depends on how they they've rotated their squad, and it looks like it's worked in Tormenta's favor.
Tempo has definitely been picked up by Nashville. Is trying to get in position now. Blake Wilson, he'll send it far post, and it sails out of bounds, but since Nashville a little bit crisper, passing it a little bit faster, a little bit more of a sense of urgency here in the second half. This is one of those matches, keep in mind, you're Nashville, you have not dropped a decision all year long. You head to Statesboro on a Thursday night, feeling really good about yourself, and you've got a really hungry Tormenta team looking to take it to you. That's what's happened thus far.
It would have been a very dangerous thing to do for Nashville to come here expecting a win. No doubt that's not what they would have done. They would have shown Tormenta lots of respect, but one can maybe suggest they've shown a little bit too much respect. Tormenta really almost dominating that first half. Not quite. It seemed it's kind of evenly matched at times, but for a lot of it, Tormenta were decisively on top.
Reed Norton makes it all happen for Tormenta. That time, ball gets away. Galvao comes away with it. And now Nashville again attacking. Adams along that right side, and we have a corner kick coming up for Nashville. So injected into the game, Shaq Adams, the forward out of Florida Gulf Coast, making something happen. It'll be a set piece for Nashville.
Shaq Adams, of course, was the one that got the goal for Nashville in the 1-1 draw with South Carolina United Bantams. 2 nights to go. Be interesting to see what he can do tonight.
Here's Galvao now. Nice and high. And Tormenta able to clear that time. Nick Wells sending it downfield. Ayososu all over Galvao up to this point. That ball gets by, and the goalie will come up as Keegan Meyer fields it. We want to thank 4 and 20 Bakers here tonight for bringing us lemonade here in the booth. Andrew, did you set that up? Because here, 4 games in, nobody has brought anything to us food and drink wise this year. 4 and 20 Bakers, I think they realize that. They hooked us up tonight.
Well, this is my first time here, so they've probably seen me and gone, ooh. No. No, it was a very nice treat by them. I was quite thirsty after that first half, keeping an eye on proceedings. It was pretty thirsty work, so very big thank you to them for that. Very nice little treat. Much as a surprise to me as it was to you.
So 4 and 20 Bakers at 4and20bakers.com. Go to their website. You get free Mardi Gras beads with every purchase and $1 off any purchase for veterans. Fresh squeezed lemonade. This tastes great. Also vegan and gluten-free options available. 4 and 20 Bakers. 4and20bakers.com is the website. Tremendous stuff. As Jamie Merriam continues to be a threat for Tormenta.
Ball given away cheaply there by the Nashville midfield. Trying to do some smart little 1-2 work, but intercepted with ease by the Tormenta midfield.
Daniels had that ball taken away, double teamed nicely. And now Shaq Adams plays it for Nashville. Reed Norton calmly sends it back. Andrew, if you are Tormenta, at this point, do you try and be defensive before you're offensive with that 2-0 lead? I'm not saying sit back, but do you kind of let Nashville come to you?
That's a very, very dangerous thing to do, Drew. They've scored more goals than any other team in the South Atlantic Conference this season, so to let Nashville, a team with that record, come to you is very, very dangerous. So I wouldn't dare do that. If I'm John Malarese, if I'm John Malarese, and I'm certainly not, then I wouldn't be telling them to sit back at all. Parking the bus might not work against a side who have been so prolific in front of goal recently. And we have a Nashville substitution, I see.
Heading out of the game is Dalton Pando.
Shaq, back, Shaq!
And let's see who takes his place.
Hey, switch him. You're right now. Leave it.
Sosu throws it in for Tormenta FC. Reed Norton to Charlie Dennis. Dennis now in the center circle. Charlie Dennis, a burst downfield, right side. Little bit of space for Tormenta. And the cross was right into the feet of Merriam. It was deflected, though, as he could not collect it.
The defender there, I believe it was number 19, Reed Norton, for Nashville. He had to get that tackle exactly right, otherwise it was going to be a spot kick. Did very, very well to clear the ball away.
Will Emerson, the player to come into the game for Nashville. Dalton Pando was the player who departed. Leland Archer, stout defensively tonight for Tormenta. Hazenstapp to Dennis. This is where they want to attack, but that final third just was a little bit off, Andrew.
Yeah, just off target there, that pass. It went straight to a Nashville defender. Tormenta just need to keep chipping away because that looked like very, very good work. It was just one of the final passes that just didn't quite work out for them. They just got to keep working, though, because if they keep chipping away, they're going to get a goal.
Tormenta on the verge of recording their first victory of the season.
And what a team to get it against as well. Nashville going to feel that 456-mile journey back to Nashville, Tennessee is going to feel a hell of a lot longer unless they turn this game on its head.
Keep in mind, though, Tormenta has Nashville once again on Saturday night. So first game in a nice homestand for Tormenta FC. Nashville now contact, and they'll have it on a free kick as it was Galvo going down. Tormenta has made sure that 28 does not get comfortable on the field tonight. They've done a great job against him up to this point.
Yeah, they can't give him any opportunities to get the ball away there, Drew, because these forwards, the slightest chance and they'll take it, and before you know it, you've lost your lead or you lost your advantage. That tackle there, it wasn't malicious at all. It was just clumsy. He's tried to go for the ball, the lad. He's just missed it, and he's brought the player down. Free kick, nothing more. I think that's the correct decision there by the referee.
Lots of movement near the goal. And now Nashville in range inside the 6. Bicycle attempt. And now Arslan sends it out for Tormenta. It will be a goal kick coming up. Another good opportunity for Nashville. Eventually, you get the sense, Andrew, they're really going to threaten here.
Oh, absolutely, Drew. That free kick proved much more dangerous than I thought it would be. Way into the goal area. Header back towards the center of the box, and an audacious bicycle kick attempt there, which didn't quite work. Came off the side of the lad's foot more than anything. The threat disappears, but Tormenta going to have to keep their wits about them because they do not want to concede. It won't cost them the lead, but it will put them on the back foot.
10 minutes into the second half. Nashville has certainly picked up the pace. Ayososu playing for Tormenta FC, wearing number 44, mainstay in this franchise. Charlie Dennis now sends it back out. Nil Vignoles collects. Now Vignoles heads upfield. That pass taken away as those tight spaces have really been shored up over the past few minutes for Nashville. Patrick Nielsen playing defense out of Cincinnati. Tormenta defense adjusting. And once again, passing a little bit clumsy by Nashville when it matters most. Jamie Merriam once again, the touch for Tormenta FC. Vignoles nicely ahead to Hazenstadt, but just over his head. And he'll sail out of bounds. Throw-in coming up.
Tormenta, I think, Drew, they're not letting Nashville come at them. I think they've been a little bit more timid, though, a little bit more defensive than they were in the first half, and you can't blame them. They're going to need to give everything they've got, those Tormenta defenders, if they're going to keep Nashville out. Because as we know, they score goals, and they score lots of goals. When it rains, it pours.
There, another example of Tormenta marking 28 very tightly, trying to get Galvo on the 1-2, and a Tormenta player right there to cut it off. This Tormenta team, beginning of the season, they had that exhibition draw to Charleston. Charleston, of course, playing in the USL, a league up. And for a moment, I think maybe Tormenta FC, a little bit of a false sense of security before they began their PDL schedule. Reality kind of set in a few weeks later. Now Coach Milleracey says his team is refocused to establishing and attaining their goals, and that has been the case so far. They have played some brilliant football here tonight.
Yeah, playing friendlies, Drew, can do your team the world of good in terms of practice and working out your tactics. But it can also be dangerous if you play a much more experienced side and get a good result. It can make you feel, oh, if we can beat this team, we can beat anybody in our league. And that's just not the case, because the bigger team will likely have played a slightly weakened side. And it's a friendly. The attitudes of the players you're playing against, they might not feel, right, let's get this, because it's a friendly. As far as even the authorities are concerned, it's not actually taking place. So it'll be dangerous to say, oh, we got that result against Charleston, we're going to have a good season. because ultimately, look what's happened. It's not gone so well for them.
Nashville now working inside the 18. Another good opportunity. Player goes down, but Tormenta able to avoid the whistle once again.
I think that would have been harsh for Remy Ajassa to point to the spot there. It did look like a little push in the back. The player, I don't think, made a meal of it. He did go down, but I don't think unnecessarily. But it would have been harsh to give the penalty against Tormenta, and in the circumstances, it would have made too much of an impact on the game. No penalty, right decision for me.
See Coach Kyle Roelke on the visitor side for Nashville, hoping for that whistle to give his team a chance. Now it's Cantil, Hector Cantil, the forward out of Memphis, with it just before the official blows the whistle. Another offsides for Nashville.
Yeah, the assistant referee making the signal with the hand which didn't have the flag in it, that he had come from an offside position onto an onside position to collect the ball. It's when the ball is kicked, remember, and of course the law's changed, so it's where the player was when he took control of the ball rather than where he was when the ball was kicked. And we have another substitution here for Tormenta this time. That's number 4 and number 20.
Hazen Stab leaves the match for Tormenta. Mikey Rowe will enter, the young man of Young Harris College, who has been a pleasant surprise for Tormenta FC this year. Rowe actually started the last few games for Tormenta, but tonight comes off the bench. He has got fresh legs here in the 61st minute.
Absolutely, and Mikey Rowe seen a handful of people from his hometown of Wexford in Ireland, a long way to come to watch a football match, to support the young lad. Joined the club this year. He's been at work for a long time, played his earliest matches for Campile United in his local Irish town, before joining Waterford United, who are one of the more successful clubs in Ireland.
Here's Rowe sending it back out, and an opportunity. Cross is headed out right at the 6. Now Tormenta will keep possession. The shot, just hit the post. Charlie Dennis somehow got that through the defense, and it was doing some wicked things as it approached the goal.
Yeah, right after it left Charlie Dennis's boot, it took a deflection off the Nashville defender, which didn't look like an awful lot at first, but it did seem to wrong foot the Nashville goalkeeper, Chris Zappia, skimmed off the goalpost and out for a Tormenta corner kick. Very, very close there. Again, as I was saying before, Drew, run of the mill with terms of luck.
Here's Reed Norton now, corner kick. Norton put it in a great spot. The goalie came out though, Zappia once again. He has been under fire throughout the night. Tormenta looking for another opportunity. They are the aggressors here at the moment.
Again, Zappia doing that thing that I've admired him for tonight and in the last game on Tuesday night against SC United Bantams, just clearing his penalty area, not caring who gets in his way. As long as he gets his fists to the ball and gets that ball out of his penalty area, he's not going to complain. Brilliant goalkeeping.
Vinyals over to Ayo Sosu. Sosu, tremendous one-on-one skill. The service headed out once more. Dennis trying to post up once again. Trying to get Sosu involved. Nashville able to take it away. Big collision right near the touchline.
Now, to be honest, I think that maybe should have been a free kick, Drew. The way he got the ball clean and no contact for the Nashville player, but the way he went into that tackle did look very suspect. The studs were raised. I'm not saying it should have been, I'm not suggesting it should have been a card, but I think it should have been a free kick. It's all about angles, though. The referee had a completely different angle to the way we had it. And now we have another Nashville substitution. Number 25, I think that's it, that went off.
So Roelke, Coach Roelke, going to his bench now. Perhaps a little bit more than he would in the past, as his team is in a position that they have not been in very often here this season. As I believe Sanchez came into the game for Nashville. Here's Mikey Rowe. Rowe always making things happen for Tormenta.
Just tripped over the ball there. He was trying to get past Nashville's number 5, Carl McLagan. Unfortunate, but the throw-in decision goes his way.
In case you're just joining us, Tormenta getting 2 goals, one from Jamie Merriam in the 12th minute, the second from Nick Wells in the 40th minute. Nashville has had some pretty solid chances tonight on set pieces. Second half, they've played much better than the first, but still a 2-goal deficit. And just looking to get on the board here in the 64th. Patrick Nielsen active, but the passing tonight has just been a little bit off for Nashville, especially just the regular passing. Whenever they're not even attacking, they're just trying to possess. It has not been crisp, Andrew.
LB, I imagine, Drew, Tormenta putting them under that immense pressure. They're thinking, oh, we've got to get these absolutely right, and that added kind of pressure in their minds is probably causing the accuracy to go a little bit. Nerves, it's definitely nerves. Nashville, as good as they've been so far this season, they're not immune to nerves, and I think that's showing with their passing.
Yeah, the passing east and west has not been solid.
You certainly can't blame the conditions. Sorry.
Absolutely. No, you are correct.
Conditions have been superb all day. It's been hot and sunny all day. Mid to high 80s. Pitch looks absolutely superb. The Art Russell Park ground staff can pat themselves on the back. They've done their job very well.
Here's Leland Archer.
Now their team are doing their job very well as well.
Still just under 30 minutes to play here, total time in Statesboro. Merriam able to get ahead on it. Here's Mikey Rowe once again. Rowe is going to keep you honest on that left side. Merriam trying to squirt free. As the ball was deflected, getting on the ground was Will Emerson for Nashville.
Again, had to time that absolutely well. It did look a little bit meh, the way he went into that tackle. He had to get it absolutely right, otherwise he was going to be in big trouble. It does seem this referee, Remy Ngasa, he doesn't mind how the tackles go in, as long as it's not completely stupid and as long as they get the ball, I think he's happy. So players have got to bear that in mind. He's been allowing quite a physical game this evening, the referee, which is what I like to see. His man management has been pretty good. He's been able to keep a lid on things. The players have just been, despite the rivalry, despite the lack of love lost, which John Malaresi was saying remains. They've just been focusing on playing the game, the two sides, and I've been happy to see that.
Logan Painter on the far side. Nashville keeping possession, attacking, and right into the hands of Keegan Meyer. Keep in mind, after this telecast is concluded, join us on Facebook Live as we award our Powerade Player of the Game. We'll also speak with Coach Milaresi and several of the players, and hopefully the first victorious post-game for Tormenta FC that we've seen all season. Merriam able to keep it alive. Now inside the 18. Weaving his way through traffic as the ball now is on top of the goal. Boy, Merriam continuing to apply pressure to the back line.
Yeah, that's right. I think number 16 for Nashville there. Where is he? Tanner Hamill. He was, oops, sorry, my bad. Lost him. He was appealing for the free kick because he felt the way that the Tormenta player had gone into the tackle was a little bit dangerous. The referee was allowing play to go on, and then the ball found its way into the center of the penalty area. Caused a huge collision, bodies flying everywhere, flew up into the air and landed on the roof of the net. Goal kick given. I think it was Will Emerson, the substitute, who was asking the referee for the free kick.
Right now, if you are Nashville, what's your approach? Andrew, you have not been able to get much going offensively. Sosu tried to cut it off there, wound up on the feet of Adams. Adams has the edge. See if he tries to go far post. Look at the physical play of Leland Archer, who is the enforcer, just comes over and says, not this time.
Yeah, like I've been saying a couple of times, Drew, you have to get it exactly right when you're in that area because you're going to end up doing something very, very silly. To concede a penalty kick is not something you want to do, especially with the way the game's going at the moment. I think he got it absolutely spot on. Nice physicality. He's using his shoulder, which you're more than allowed to do within the laws of the game. Ball shielded out for a goal kick. The The right decision was given, no foul and goal kick. And in answer to your question, Drew, if I'm Nashville, I'm going to say go, 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 go. Throw everything but the kitchen sink, because they're going to need that to get past Tormenta. Tormenta have been really, really stubborn this evening.
Nick Wells got caught on the ground. Nashville trying to take advantage.
Again, very physical there.
Iososu there, looking very fresh right now for Tormenta, calling for it and getting it.
That's what I love to see. You wouldn't think he's been playing the whole game so far. It's as if he's just come on as a substitute. He's running at full pout. He's screaming for the ball, fighting like a furious weasel.
Tell you what, when Iososu is on his game, look out. That is the case right now for Tormenta FC. Reed Norton knows that, finds him in the corner. Sosu now will look for the service. There it is, in the box. And the shot headed just outside the goal, but a tremendous idea for Tormenta.
Sosu there, we were singing his praise just a few seconds ago, and then he demonstrates why. A beautiful run down the wing towards the goal line. That cross, Drew, was sublime. The header was very, very good. It was just off target, out for a goal kick, and ultimately not a threat to Nashville. But what fantastic play, especially from Sosu. To show the energy he's doing after playing 70 minutes of this game is unbelievable. A true athlete. And doing his job there at the opposite end of the pitch as well. That's a fantastic challenge. Timing it well, making sure he's not doing anything silly.
I will say this, Andrew. I think the scouting report tonight for Tormenta has been spot on. You can tell they have played this Nashville team once before. We talked about that meeting back on May 20th. You can just sense Tormenta has come in, they've watched the film, they've made the adjustments. They know what Nashville is trying to do at the moment.
Well, it's hard to say what Malaresi's been doing in training, Drew. What he's been saying has he been trying to boot them up the backside, or is he just trying to say, look, this is how we're going to do it? Or is it a mixture of both, just trying to coax the good performances out of them? Whatever he said, whatever he's done, tonight it has just worked. It has clicked so incredibly well, and he can be proud of what he's done with his side tonight.
Nashville not done, though, just yet. Good cross in the box, and Tormenta able to intercept it just in the nick of time. That was one pass away from cutting this Tormenta lead in half.
Tormenta defense cutting it out very well, though.
Brilliant pass that time, and a hold and a takedown. Charlie Dennis screaming for a whistle and finally gets it.
Well, I think the referee has to show number 3 there, Patrick Nielsen. He has to show him a yellow card. He's held him back. He's held him by the arm. He's hauled him to the ground. I'll be very surprised if he's reaching to his pocket. It's going to be a yellow card, and that's the correct decision. The simple fact of the matter is, if you're not the goalkeeper, you can't use your hands to play the game. If you're pulling the shirt, if you're holding the arm, if you wrestle him to the floor, it's almost certainly going to be a yellow card. I don't think the referee there, Remy Ngasa, he doesn't have a choice. He has to show the yellow card there.
So Charlie Dennis making things happen again for Tormenta. Mikey Rowe on the ball for the home team. Also Neil Vigneault's with him. See if Tormenta tries to crash here.
You've seen what Tormenta can do with set pieces, especially from a position like that. It'll be interesting to see what they can do here. Nashville should be worried.
It's going to be Rowe. On the ground, there's the shot. Leland Archer stepped up to take it. The rebound is out, and the shot off the post. They'll get another chance, and another one deflected by Zappia. How is that not a goal for Tormenta? The crowd loves it, but it should be 3-0.
Just brilliant, Drew. Just brilliant. They did everything but score there, Tormenta. The Nashville defense complaining that there should have been a free kick, and it did seem that way. There did look to be a shove in the back, but the referee was not going to give it. And now we've got a little bit of afters going on here. It was a fantastic shot there that came off the goalpost and came back to another Tormenta attacker. It might have been Sosu, but I'm not sure. And it was a very, very good stop there by Zappia, the goalkeeper.
And our official stepping right in there, Andrew. So clearly trying to make sure that the physicality is held in check at the moment. Here's the corner now for Tormenta, just over the goal. How about that flick by Dennis?
That was very audacious, very ambitious. and not wholly ridiculous either. It was off target, but only just, and it was a very, very good attempt. Yes, the push that was happening there, that the goalkeeper had to be warned by referee Remy Ngassa. It was off the ball. It was when the corner kick was lining up to be taken. There was just a little bit of handbags going on there, to be honest. Something we've thankfully not seen for the rest of the game. On the whole, the players just getting on with the game, and a little bit of frustration flaring there, which is going to happen. It's unavoidable. Referee dealing with it well. He didn't need to get the cards out there.
Tormenta continuing to attack with a 2-0 lead. I think that is the big story. Another tie-up. There's the official right there to get in on it. And how about Mikey Rowe mixing it up off the bench?
Yeah, absolutely, Drew. Let's talk about a super sub. He's done very incredibly well. It's hard to sacrifice players who are playing so well in this game, but John Malaresi has done that with Mikey Rowe, and he's played an incredibly good role, pressing teams very well, winning the free kick there. And the culprit in question lucky not to get a yellow card himself, because it was another holding offense.
Inside the 6, Tormenta threatening once again. Nashville lucky that was not a goal. It'll be a corner kick as Reed Norton heads over to do the task.
That's right, Tormenta making another, making a lot again from another free kick from quite far out, looping into the penalty area, getting a little bit mixed up in a little bit of a penalty box pinball, and disappearing over the crossbar for a Tormenta corner kick, sorry. Tormenta corner kick.
Got a nice haze hovering right now over Irk Russell Park.
I thought that was just the window. Oh, good.
Reed Norton sets up the header. That time Charlie Dennis out of bounds, and a goal kick coming up. Nashville will try and control things. Well, you know, Tormenta means storm.
Yeah.
In Spanish. So as you look at the atmosphere here tonight, I think even though it is gorgeous weather, a little bit eerie, nice setting for Tormenta FC to play their best game of the season thus far.
As long as neither side lets that mist become red, Drew, I think everything is going to be just fine. The lid has been kept on the rivalry and the frustration and the physicality and the feistiness of this game. It's been controlled very, very well. The players simply wanting to keep the ball on the ground and just play soccer. That's what we like to see.
Gonna have another sub coming into the game for Tormenta FC, and I believe Nick Wells is going to head out.
Fourth official wanting things to go a little bit faster there. Tormenta not feeling the need to rush.
Charlie Dennis will head to the bench for Tormenta FC.
I'm very surprised at that, Drew, honestly. I'm very surprised. He had many chances, none of them on target, really. But I don't think, give him his chance, he may have been able to get one on target and maybe get a third goal. Working incredibly hard. He got good height there on that last corner kick to get the header. I'm surprised he's gone.
Tremendous one-on-one skill. Cut off inside the 18. The substitute coming in for Dennis is Kieran Roberts. Roberts getting his first action at home this year. He's one of the 7 returning Tormenta players. Hails out of England and also Radford University.
Yeah, absolutely. He's obviously been looking at what's been going on the pitch, and he'll want to get involved in it as well. Some fantastic soccer being played. No doubt he'll want to be among it.
Archer sending it downfield. Roberts trying to post up. Avoids the collision. And now Reed Norton sends it to the right. Tormenta very efficient tonight on the attack. Here comes one more. Roberts waiting for it. Rowe the header in the box.
Good defending.
Sent out by Nashville.
Fantastic defending there by the centre back. Just saw the ball coming, didn't hesitate, went to ground, got the ball out of the penalty area. Good attempt there by Tormenta. Good play, good cross over to the near side of the penalty area. Danger dealt with very, very nicely. And now it's going to be the first yellow card of the game for Tormenta. That's going to be number 20.
Well, that's going to be
Nick Wells.
Yellow card issued to Tormenta's number 20, Nick Wells.
Didn't look to be an awful lot in that. There might have been a little bit of holding. May also have been the referee just trying to keep a lid on things. Sometimes man management, you can only do so much. You have to show a card to make sure that things don't get out of hand. Most of the time it works, but sometimes it just doesn't. Hopefully it works tonight.
Now it looks like Tormenta has A couple more substitutes who will get set to check in. Jordan Liu will see his first action. Midfielder, along with Trenton Whiteley, the right back. And another returning Tormenta player hailing out of Mercer. So a couple originals coming in. Liu and Whiteley.
Coming on, number 13, Trenton Whiteley, and number 14, Jordan Liu.
Well, Jordan Liu's known for, he has a history of breaking winning streaks. He did so when he was at Golden Knights at the University of Central Florida.
Here's Kieran Roberts now. Roberts trying to get past the defense. Got a little physical down there, and it will stay with Tormenta. And a corner kick coming up, so a good job by Roberts using those fresh legs.
Yeah, that's right. Kyle McLagan for Nashville, feeling he had been fouled. Referee Remy and Gas to say no. Back you go. Corner kick given. .717 minutes and 12 games for the substitute Jordan Liu.
Nilvinius now goes to the far post with it, punched out by Zappia.
Again, no nonsense. Love it. Get the ball out of there.
Well, it's been a very busy past week for Tormenta FC. Not easy when you've played 4 games and you don't have a win. But boy, Tormenta really used the time wisely. Coach Milleracey, they did several team building activities. They went and visited children, read to them. They also went to a Rotary function last week. I had the pleasure, Andrew, of joining them up in Sylvania. Got involved in the community and basically just had some time to relax as a team and fine-tune their game. As Nashville attacking once again, Ayo Sosu makes another great play. But you can see guys have each other's back tonight. That trust is building. That chemistry and cohesion has taken some giant steps tonight as well.
Well, that was exactly what Coach Malaracy was saying was a problem, Drew, at first, especially with the turnover of players. Trust needs to come. It takes time to come. And even when we were sitting in the room with the players having their lunch earlier on before the game, we felt the atmosphere was very, very tense. And I think team-building exercises are exactly what the team need. It looks like it's working. It looks like they're starting to trust each other a little bit more. And that trust is coming out on the pitch. They're leading Nashville, the league leaders, the runaway almost league leaders, 2-0 at home.
Thank you to our partners, Statesboro
Under
Herald.
10 minutes to go now in regulation. We can have a few minutes of extra time following this one. Tormenta trying to stay strong here as we are in the stretch run. This is McLagan, challenged and marked tightly, and you know Tormenta wants the shutout here at home. Simple win, I think, not good enough.
Nashville player slapping the ground in frustration there. He knows he should have done better. He knows it was clumsy. That's number 5 there. Kyle McLagan as well. He's got to be careful. He's given away a few silly free kicks. He's slapping the ground in frustration there. He knows it was a silly free kick to concede. His hands were all over number 3, Mikey Rowe.
How about the game that Leland Archer has played for Tormenta, the center back? Guy that Coach Milleracey said is going to have to play well for us to be successful tonight. Boy, has he ever answered the bell. Now Sanchez comes the other way for Nashville, but again, those runs just getting broken up by Tormenta, and a whiff there. Nothing going right now for the visitors.
That's just incredibly unfortunate. Nothing complicated about that at all, nothing technical. He's gone to kick the ball and he's missed it. It does seem sometimes when you're losing that everything is going against you.
That's one of those plays, Andrew, where you just kind of sit back and say, you know, maybe it's not our night.
Exactly. It happens, especially to the very best of teams, especially to the very best of teams. So Nashville, I imagine, will be coming back here on Saturday night and hoping to get slightly better performance in, and maybe they'll get the run of the mill with luck. Maybe they'll put a better performance in. Mike Roak will be certainly hoping so.
This team's certainly going to be a handful.
Kyle Roak, sorry.
In 2 days. Kieran Roberts collecting for Tormenta. Whiteley back into the game. And the ball going out. Tormenta will have it on the throw-in.
In answer to your earlier question there, Drew, about Archer, he was one of 2 players that Coach Malaracy Coach Malaracy said had to step up their game. He felt it was Leyland Archer and Josh Phelps who he felt had to put a little bit more into the game. And certainly Archer, at least. I feel Phelps as well. Archer certainly stepped up. He has been very, very good. Decisive, as a part of a decisive Tormenta defense.
Walker Dawkins comes in for Tormenta, the midfielder out of UCF. Here is the home team looks to put the finishing touches on this one. Ayososu now, who's been brilliant all night.
He's just not stopped running.
The touch also.
Sosu's just not stopped running. It's been incredible.
Tormenta attacking once again. On the run, contact in the box, no call. Push in the back there by Roberts, right in front of the official, and we play on. Very physical right now down on the field.
Very physical. I think Tormenta could have got a free kick there. Referee was much closer. He feels not. Letting the play go on. And there looked to be a pretty serious shove in the back there of the Nashville player. I think that should have been a free kick. I thought the referee was going to play advantage, but he made the kind of signal pointing to where the ball was. I don't think that's a free kick, which I'm very surprised at.
One thing is for certain, we are seeing the ingredients of what should be just a fabulous rivalry in years to come. Good touch by Dawkins as he got it to Roberts, but Tormenta right now in no hurries. They'll play on the Nashville half. A little bit keep away. Painter now will lead the charge. Shaq Adams trying to make something happen for the visitors, but the problem is just does not have any help. Legs just aren't there.
No one helping him at all, Drew. He needs that help. He can't do it all by himself. He didn't. It was pretty good solo work by him to get the equalizer against Bantams 2 nights ago, but it wasn't all him. It was solo work, but he did need that little bit extra help as well, and his teammates just aren't giving it to him out of, I imagine, fatigue and frustration. And now we have a Nashville injury.
Well, be sure and join us immediately following this telecast on Facebook Live. In fact, log onto your Facebook right now as we speak, as we'll name our Powerade player of the match. We'll be on the field, talk to head coach John Malaracy, our player of the match, as well as several other Tormenta players, and what hopefully is a winning decision here tonight at Irk Russell Park. Drew Felios and Andrew Bannerman, hope you've enjoyed it.
I've absolutely enjoyed it. I enjoyed it so much I got a new surname. Thanks for that. Yeah, it's been a fantastic game. I think I'd love to be surprised. I'd love to be proven wrong when it comes to football. Nashville, I felt were going to be all over Tormenta, but Tormenta have said, this game is ours. We've learned from our mistakes. We're sick of losing. We're going to take this one. And they have just stuck it to Nashville. They have run them ragged. They've dominated at times, which I wasn't expecting at all. They have been superb. The first goal they scored was as sloppy in terms of Nashville, the way Nashville would look at it, but their second goal was very, very good. They've been superb. They can go home tonight with their heads held high.
Ayososu going to get called just outside the 18 as he kind of spun around. His arms got tied up with Shaq Adams. Shaq Adams has continually been trying to get behind the defense and finally able to draw a whistle.
Yeah, that's definitely a free kick there. It looked like a subtle touch, but it definitely seemed to be contact with the arms, and you simply can't do that. It's definitely a free kick, and he's lucky to escape a yellow card.
Also lucky to have it outside the box as well.
Oh, absolutely. Very, very dangerous position, however. Deep inside the penalty arc. That must be about 20 yards, if that. He hasn't had an awful lot to do, Matt Rosenberg, this evening. Nashville have put occasional pressure on, but nothing that's really challenged him. So it'll be interesting to see what Nashville can do with this.
Tormenta forming that straight wall. Keegan Meyer behind it, trying to preserve a clean sheet here in the 88th minute in Statesboro. Carlos Hurtado on this one. Doesn't take it, though, and the ball deflected. Tormenta escapes danger once again.
I've always admired the bravery of players who go in the wall, especially in front of a free kick as close as that. Taking one for the team there. The member of the Tormenta defensive wall. Good defending. Just stick your body in the way, make sure the ball doesn't get anywhere near the goal. That's the right attitude. And now look what it's produced. A Tormenta counter-attack. That's exactly what they've been wanting. That's exactly what Coach Malaresi wants.
I have to wonder, is that going to be the best chance that Nashville has moving forward?
Well, there's only a minute and a half of regulation time to go, Drew. One can't help but feel that's the case.
Mikey Rowe goes down. Big whistle there. 16 has been in the middle of a lot of action tonight for Nashville. You are right, as we approach a minute in regulation. Tormenta with the clear advantage. Roberts goes down, has it taken away. Nashville will continue to attack here until the final buzzer. Logan Painter trying to switch direction. McClagan with Adams. And there's Archer. Tell you what, that size advantage that Leland Archer brings at that center back spot has been just huge here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. You need a tall, decisive, imposing figure in your defense, and Archer certainly brings that. I'm just laughing slightly there at Nashville's number 22, Logan Painter, complaining to the referee that he was being held. There was nothing in that. It's just frustration getting the better of him now. He's looked at the clock, he's seen how little time there is, and he's just trying a little bit of gamesmanship there, just calling for a pathetic little foul that was never going to be given. Nashville don't need that just now.
So we are at the end of regulation, now in extra time. Andrew, going to need your help after this match picking our Powerade player.
Oh, that's not going to be easy. That is not going to be easy, Drew. It's going to be from the Tormenta squad. There's no doubt about it. Tormenta have been absolutely superb, and it's difficult to pick out one player in particular.
Well, I think a few of the candidates, Keegan Meyer, I think a fabulous job after conceding 8 times in the past 2 matches tonight, trying for the clean sheet. Also, you got to look once again at Jamie Merriam, him being injected to the starting lineup. He was fabulous. Nick Wells also with that second goal. I think Merriam makes a solid case. And then I think you got to go Leland Archer. His defense was superb.
You're absolutely, Drew. All of those were very, very good. I think also Charlie Dennis, although he hasn't had his attempts haven't been on target, they've been there all the time. He's always there to try and pop a shot away. But for me, I think the man of the match has to be Jamie Merriam. He has run all night. He has tried his absolute best to get the goal. He did get the goal. It was a sloppy goal, but it was a goal nonetheless. And he's just been trying all night to just get more goals in an attempt to get this game beyond Nashville. So for me, I think, as tricky as it is, my man of the match has got to be Jamie Merriam.
You know what? I think we are going to go with that. Here in your debut in the booth, you are going to pick our Powerade player of the match. Jamie Merriam will be our guest on Facebook Live in just a few minutes. Tormenta trying to wrap this one up. It has been a solid performance from start to finish tonight at home. And a much needed 3 points on the way for Tormenta FC. Phelps heads it out. Mikey Rowe comes up once again. Contact that time. Kieran Roberts trying to go the other way on the counter.
A little bit petty, a little bit cynical there by the number 7, Kieran Roberts. He's got to be careful. He doesn't want to pick up any silly cautions. Not this late in the game.
McClagan's service off that time. And looks like we're going to have another corner kick. And this could be the final opportunity for Nashville tonight as Painter gets in position.
Goalkeeper's coming up as well. Chris Zapier, he's going to see what he can do. I think the game's beyond Nashville now. I think they've played enough stoppage time.
Ball in the box.
Hang on a second.
Just outside the goal. It was in traffic, kind of got lost in there. And Keegan Meyer was looking for it.
Yeah, another good chance there by Nashville. Just as I was saying, the game is beyond them. They get very close with a chance there from the corner kick. Just saying, I don't imagine much more stoppage time being played, apart from one injury and a handful of substitutes. Substitutions taking a little bit longer than they ought to have. I think that's been enough. I think Nashville are done.
There have been some heartbreaking moments for Tormenta so far this season, so we don't want to count our chickens before they hatch. But there is the final buzzer. And for the first time this season, Tormenta FC, your winner by a 2-0 count. A phenomenal performance tonight at home.
Unbelievable, Drew. I am in awe at what Tormenta have achieved this evening. Complete underdogs going into this game against an unbeaten side who have just been running away with the league so far at this albeit early stage, winless, and now they get their first win of the season against very unlikely opponents to do so. It's incredible what they've achieved. I'm in awe. I mean, Tormenta, take a bow. Honestly, they've been superb.
Final score, 2-0. Tormenta FC gets their first winning decision and a much-needed 3 points here in the PDL. Tormenta 2, Nashville, 0. For Andrew Bannerman, I'm Drew Felios. Head over to Facebook Live right now. Join us for our Powerade Player of the Match post-game show. Until then, we will see you Saturday night here from Russell Park, and we'll see you on Facebook Live.